Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. So I wanted to speak about the Long Dark and specifically Wintermute. If you don't know the game, honestly, you have to go play it. It's one of those games that's truly unique. The survival mechanics, the atmosphere, the art style, the soundtrack. There's really nothing else like it. The Long Dark is truly unique, yes, and its success it's not a surprise because it deserves it completely. But today I want to talk about the Wintermute, which are the narrative mode of the Long Dark, introducing the lore and the universe. Okay, and I wanted to speak about the episode 5 because the reception from the players wasn't great, and I get it. I really do. No, I have a lot of things to say about this episode. Way too many for one video, so today I want to focus on one specific point, and that's the cure. The cure, that hard case, and the very ending of episode 5 in Wintermute. Okay, so at the end of episode 5, Astrid opens the hard case, and we find out that the cure is in fact a vaccine, an experimental vaccine against Alzheimer's disease. Okay, I'm not a physician. I don't have the scientific background to be fully accurate here. But as far as I know, experimental Alzheimer's vaccines are typically used before symptoms appear as a preventive measure. And here's the thing. Freya already has symptoms. So narratively and scientifically, it doesn't really adapt for me. But honestly, that's not even the main issue. The main issue is that it feels too precise, too clinical, too disconnected from the world of the Long Dark. You are in the middle of a frozen wilderness. Civilization has collapsed, and the cure is a very specific experimental pharmaceutical. It doesn't fit the universe, and on top of that, Astrid didn't fully understand the disease before episode 5. She knew some of the symptoms, but not the origin. So why would she carry that specific vaccine with her? One could say that she intended before the events to come back maybe with another cure. I don't know. Yes, that's true. But here's what I think could have worked better. And I think it would have been much more interesting, both narratively and for the gameplay also. Okay, imagine this. Astrid opens the hard case in front of Will, and instead of a vaccine, there are documents, research notes, and a set of neuroprotectors, experimental ones, okay, for sure, and natural-based compounds. She explained to Will, I didn't know exactly what the disease was. I knew the symptoms were neurological, so I brought what I could, compounds designed to protect the nervous system from inflammatory damage, from the cascade effects. And here is what it gets interesting. She tells him you can actually find this in nature because these neuroprotectors, there are antioxidants, anti-inflammatory molecules, and this is not completely absurd, by the way, okay? NASA has conducted studies on antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds to protect the astronauts from solar particle radiation. So, and what is long dark about? It's a solar event, peak solar activity. So that makes sense in some way. And so she says you can find these nutrients in edible plants, also in fish, and cold water fish especially. They are containing omega-3 fatty acids. That's true in a world. Strong anti-inflammatory properties. So, and the vitamin C, which we already have in the game for scurvy, is also a powerful antioxidant. There are actually studies on its protective effects against electromagnetic exposure on the nervous system. So the message becomes there is no magical cure, but maybe if you eat well, if you find the right nutrients in the wilderness, maybe you can slow things down. Maybe you can protect yourself. And for me, that fits the long dark completely. And she goes one step further, okay? She tells Will that you can also try to build a Faraday cage, a portable one. It could be maybe a vest, a helmet, something DIY, okay? It's crafting, a specific bushcraft. It won't block everything, but it could reduce your exposure to the aurora's electromagnetic effects. And cars also are already Faraday cages, you know. So maybe sheltering in a vehicle during a strong aurora could offer some protection. And that's already in the game. It would just give it more meaning, in fact. So this also gives Will a real reason to go to the radio tower, to send the message, to spread this knowledge and this science. It's not just deliver the cure. It becomes share what we know, so others can survive. That's a much stronger narrative motivation, really, in my opinion. Now, the other things that's missing from this ending, and this one really bothers me, is the wilderness. Episode 5 ends with a very human conflict. You know, Matisse, the prisoner, the whole situation at the bunker. But I get it, narratively, okay? But where is Great Bear Island? Where is nature? Where is wilderness? So, what if, when everything goes wrong at the bunker, an aurora bear attacks? An aurora bear coming from out of nowhere and killing some of the ex-prisoners and wounding Matisse. And then the bear turns to Will, and Will use a flashlight. Because we know as players that the flashlight can stop an aurora bear from charging. And Will uses it. He stops the bear, and the bear go away. Imagine that at the last thing Astrid sees before the door are closed, it's Will alone in the wilderness, facing a bear and stopping it. Not with a weapon, but with lights, with knowledge, and with skill. That's the message of the Long Dark. You survive not just by being tough, but by understanding the world around you, using science, using nature, and using your skills. And it ties directly to the episode title, the light at the end of all things, because the light isn't just the aurora, it's the flashlight. It's knowledge, it's hope. But of course, there are multiple layers. There are also strong symbolisms in this episode. But this scene could be very epic. I think could change the reception from the player. Okay, and this is what it gets really exciting for me also as a player. If the neuroprotector idea is integrated into the lore, it's open a whole new survival mechanic in Sandbox. Right now, the aurora is dangerous because of predators, or wolves, or a bear. But once you know the game, you can manage them. Okay, at the end, it's not that scary anymore for players and of course advanced player. But what if the aurora also had a direct neurological effect on your character? Imagine a strong aurora depletes your vitamin C stock, and depletes it very fast. And if you are not prepared, if you don't have enough antioxidants in your system, you start experiencing symptoms, concentration issues, maybe coordination problems in some situation, I don't know, and maybe somnambulism. You go to sleep in your shelter and you wake up somewhere else on the map. You don't know exactly where. It's disorienting, it's dangerous, it's perfect for me for a survival game. Yeah. Actually, KCD2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, has a somnambulism perk in its hardest difficulty. And I think it's brilliant, terrifying in the best way. But imagine that in the Long Dark. It will deepen the connection between the aurora and your survival strategy. It will make vitamin C even more important, that just for scurvy, but also for neurological protection. It will make every strong aurora feel genuinely threatening. So to wrap up, my issue with the cure isn't really about what it is, the vaccine, advanced medicine, whatever. The core problem is that it doesn't fit the survival philosophy of the Long Dark. It raises practical questions. How does Astrid manufacture or maintain a vaccine in a bunker, isolated for 500 years without electricity and without a lab? And neuroprotectors from natural sources, that's something she could actually work with. Maybe create a cocktail of neuroprotector with them. That's something the player could find in the wilderness. That's something that creates a bridge between the story and the sandbox. And I think that's what episode 5 was missing, that bridge. Anyway, okay, that's my take. I have more thoughts on Wintermute, Matthias, and other things, and I will cover those in future video. I will be very curious to have your comments and your thoughts on this video. And anyway, thanks for listening, and have a great time playing. Bye bye, see you.